Watch Wallace.
One of them old big head boys.
Come on and make me jump.
You didn't even know I did magic, did you?
Wallace.
First thing I want you to know is I'm not crazy.
Hey, for real though.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Hey, what's up? It's Roy Wood Jr. and this is another episode of Stand Up Playback. This is where I sit down with some legends and some of today's great comedians, and we look back at some of their old sets from back in the day and see if they still stand beside some of them jokes and them outfits and just, talk a little bit about the craft. So with me today, this man is an icon. His career spans, I think it's 4 decades, but I'm going to just say it spans 8 decades because he's been around for a minute. He is a veteran. He is the man who needs no introduction. Proud of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. George Wallace. How you doing?
Thank you for having me on. You mentioned Atlanta, Georgia. I am in Wakanda as we speak. That's where I am right now.
Yeah, y'all, you need to stay inside in Atlanta because all them black people started to go back outside in Atlanta. The governor to open up the state.
The governor, listen, I don't know what God is doing to me. I live in Atlanta and I live in Las Vegas. I got a stupid mayor and now I got a stupid governor. And it's just stupid here in Atlanta. And it's some of the young black people are not listening, Roy. Unfortunately, they're gonna find out in about 3 months. I ain't going nowhere, first of all. You ain't got to worry about me. I've been in my house since, March 24. I haven't been out of my house. I ain't going nowhere. You hear me?
Oh my God. Well, you know what? The white folks ain't listening either. It's crazy people all around, man. So here's how we're gonna do the show.
There was a lot of white people on the street yesterday. Yeah, there was a lot of white people with no mask. Well, tell me.
Now we're gonna get into some of your old stuff. I got a clip of you from 1991 that I can't wait to talk to you about the outfit on. But to be fair, we always start with one of my old clips so that the guests can have an opportunity to rip me to shreds. This is a clip of me from, I think, 2002. I could be off by a year or two. This is the Comedy Central Laugh Riots. This was at the Miami Improv back when it was in Coconut Grove.
Oh, upstairs.
Yes.
Oh, my.
And I'm performing in my only suit that I owned. It was a FUBU suit that my mama bought me for good luck when I did Showtime at the Apollo. And I got booed, so it wasn't that great of a suit. But this is Miami 2000, somewhere early 2000.
Okay.
The drinks got too expensive, man. It didn't even start at the comedy club. It started these little amusement parks, wanting $2 for a can of Coke, man. Y'all been to Disney World lately? Y'all know Disney World went up to $4 a sip on the lemonade, right? Right, $4 for a sip. That's what $4. That was $12 right there.
This is how I know this joke is old, because I was complaining about a $4 lemonade. Do you understand?
Exactly, right? I mean, what the hell is he talking about? $2? What?
Yeah, but back in the day, like in 2000, a $2 Coca-Cola, you'd be like, wait a minute now.
Yeah, well, you come up in Alabama, so that's still high for you. So.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you're from Alabama. You know what I said. Yeah. It's country people there.
We can't afford, are you saying that everybody in Alabama is so broke that we can't afford a $2 Coca-Cola?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, fine. Don't play. I can't wait to old shit.
That's ridiculous, man. And see, my parents was cheap. I went to amusement park with my daddy. If I got thirsty at Disney World, I better get on the water ride with my mouth open. That's the only way. Pop me at the exit waiting on you till y'all still thirsty. Get back in line.
That's enough.
How long were you in comedy? You really controlling that audience, man, like you've been doing it for a long time.
I started in 98, and I know that video is no later than 2002. And it was from Laugh Riots that I eventually got Premium Blend, I think a year or two later.
It seems like evergreen material you're doing there. It seems like that is still funny today.
You just changed the dollar amount, but I think just complaining about the price of something for where I want to go comedically now, it's not where I would go today, but
Well, you don't know when you start. You think you look at your material back then and you go like, you should see my Tonight Show shot, dude.
Well, you know what? Then let's start there. Let's go back to 1991. This is your HBO One Night Stand. And HBO used to give half-hour specials to comedians. And essentially, the world opens up to you. Oh my God.
Don't even start, okay?
Oh.
It's blue, it's purple, okay? I was in San Francisco and there was a purple cow and we made a jacket out of it, okay? Don't even start, Roy. I know, go ahead.
Well, here in Chicago, look at this beautiful runway. They have this here because I travel them on the airplanes every day. And I'm really getting scared to fly now. I was at LaGuardia's airport a few months back when this airplane skidded off the runway right into the East River. I was there when that happened. I was thinking, first of all, anybody stupid enough to get on an airplane with the flight number 5050. Who ever heard of flight 5050? It's always flight 102, 216, huh? 5050.
Now, that's a true story. The flight was 5050, okay?
That was literally the flight number.
Everything is true I'm saying here. 5050. Roll it.
They're telling you before you leave the gate, 5050. Now go out there on runway 13 and give it your best shot.
There's actually a runway 13 still at LaGuardia Airport. Everything was true about that. Flight 5050, runway 13. Even today, Roy, if you went to the airport and your flight was 5050, you think about that before you got on, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the way air travel looking right now, I think all these flights 50-50.
This is true, too.
These airplanes are crazy. And you know what? I want them to bring smoking back on these airplanes. I was one of the first people said, get rid of smoking. Now I want them to bring that smoke back. I had no idea what this smoke was covering up. People are releasing odors on these airplanes.
Now, I noticed you didn't take the microphone out the stand, and I know that's a performance choice.
First 15 minutes in the mic stand. Last 10 minutes when I wanted to kill and close, took it out of the mic stand and started walking. I've done shows with 70,000 people where I jumped off the stage and went out into the audience and worked. I pretty much do anything now.
I bet you won't do that now after with this corona. I bet you won't come off the stage now.
I bet I won't go on the damn stage now. Listen, if I go on the stage in the next 2 months, you're gonna see Saran wrap around my ass. I ain't going on no stage.
My concern as a performer is that everybody's facing you, and the goal as a comedian is to make people make air come out their mouth really fast.
Right?
Laughter ain't but a controlled cough. It's
So what we have to do is put up a shield in front of us on the stage, put up a shield of plastic they can see through us.
So you performing behind check cashing glass. Is that what
I would like to do that, yes. And a mask.
You know, I want to watch a little bit more of you from 91 before we
Let's
come
do it.
present day so we can see the differences in the styles. Let's get a little bit more George from 1991.
I don't care where you go, people are sick, and people are saying stupid things all over the world. Two guys walking here tonight, one guy said to the other guy, it makes you feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck. Now, who do we know that can tell us how it feels to be hit by a Mack truck? And why is it always a Mack truck? I think a Ford Ranger would do a real good job on you. People say stupid things. Never kick a man when he's down. Can you tell me a better time to kick a man? Your foot is just that much closer to his belly. I mean, the Chicago Tribune, they said a man was in the hospital. He had an unexpected heart attack. Unexpected. As opposed to what? Hey, Bob, how about a round of golf? Okay. But we're going to have to get it in before 11:30. Because I'm expecting that heart attack to hit me around noontime. People say stupid things. A man died on an airplane not too long ago. They said he died an untimely death. When is a good time to die? I want to hear something on the news like, Senator Jesse Helms died today, and it's about goddamn time.
Nice. For the young people, Jesse Helms, that was the Mitch McConnell of that day.
Mitch McConnell or Lindsey Graham, either one. All of this stuff is 40, 30-some years old, right? This is new today. I could bring all this stuff back, and just change it around, a few words. That's why I try to write evergreen material, and I know you do too. You can just change subject matters and bring them right back in. And I'm one of the first black guys to do the HBO special, so therefore, you didn't cuss a lot. People can say some stupid things. How about people say some stupid shit? We were held back in my day. Going on the Tonight Show, you could only be clean and straight up, and so we were all just flat out clean, the whole set. And then
so there was a lot of policing of the material then? I mean, without throwing those producers under the bus, but I know back in the day, there was a lot of, well, don't do this joke and do this joke. Don't talk about civil rights or blah, blah, blah.
Sometimes it could screw up your set. And they would tell you that just before you go out, just behind the curtain, don't do this joke. Johnny might not like it. And all of a sudden I got out there and going, like, the hell with Johnny, because Johnny didn't like us either. First of all, you need to know this. Johnny Carson didn't like black folks. No black people hosted that show except Sammy Davis Jr. and Bill Cosby. A few others, Red Fox, even in his day, never got a chance to host that show when he was there. But it was really a lot of prejudice stuff going on back then.
So then it was Leno. So then the transition happened under Leno, where black comics started getting a little more late night love.
Leno did it, and Gary Schelling also guest hosted it, but that's when it really started to get a little more love. Yes, and then that's when Def Jam came about, and it was so good too to express themselves. Like now, I'm new now because I'm cussing now.
You definitely got more pepper in your seasoning than you did in '91. That was the mid '90s transition from what you were doing stylistically into something more rambunctious, something much more mic out of the mic stand, so to speak. But for you to be a part of what was happening at HBO beforehand, that's just a true testament to what you were doing at the time.
At the time, yes, sir.
This next step proves my point of just how timeless your style is and how it is a prism of blackness that has always existed. And you're just able to move in and out of eras because you're just so effortless with the writing. This is from last year on Comedy Central, show called The New Negroes, hosted by the homie Baron Vaughn and Open Mike Eagle. And you walked right back out on stage, still in the leather. Let's pause for a second and assess the outfit. We Kangos. Let's get the Kango been your thing for a long time.
Well, it's my own hat now. I be thinking.
Yeah, the I be thinking George Wallace hat. We ain't gonna call
there you go. Let's
Kango.
make that perfectly clear. When I started, it was Kango, but this is my hat now. I be thinking.
Available at georgewallace.com, probably. I'm not sure. If not, I'd like to buy one. Let's roll a little bit of your New Negroes. This is from
CUTIPI. And I couldn't figure it out, but I thought about it for a few minutes. It hit me. I put my thinking cap on.
Roy, that joke must have been 15 years old. Somebody reminded me of that joke just last year. And I said, that was me. And I looked back, yeah. So I brought it back just before I did that show, and it still worked. You know, I'm out on tour with Samoa and Mike Epps and all of the young people and DC Young Fly and all of these guys. We go around the country, 18, 20,000. I'm the oldest one on the show, but I have to kick ass in front of these kids, you know?
I've definitely, to your point, that's why I've tried myself to endear myself to some of the vets like yourself, because there's always something you can learn from somebody that's been doing it longer than you. But the thing with you is that you actually sit and chop it up with the youngins. A lot of the old vets, and I don't want to talk too much shop, but a lot of the vets don't with young comics. They don't with anybody that's not from their era, and they make it a point to keep a foot on your neck and money out of your pocket, and it's unnecessary. And that's why I wanted you on this program so we could celebrate your past and your present. We didn't even go as deep in the vault as I wanted.
We'll come back again if you have time. We'll come back again. After you've done all over 120 comedians, we'll come back and do it again.
I remember watching you. You did a joke when the Discover card first came out. And when I started studying comedians, it was you and Sinbad were the two that I could really get on TV in front of my parents. So I could put you under a microscope when I was young. Right. And you said, they got a new card. I'm gonna try and do you.
Do me.
They got a card. They got a card that's called a Discover card. Now imagine they surprised when they discover I can't pay it. I'll be thinking.
When did they discover I don't live where I told them I live?
Yeah, that was a punchline. Yeah, see, I messed up your joke.
Yeah.
That joke, I was like, as a teenager, I was like, oh, he's the greatest ever.
Well, and listen, and you mentioned back in the day, me and Sinbad. Now he was my favorite comedian back in the day because we were the only two that could get on TV as young black entertainers after the Richard Pryor era. So we were the new guys coming in.
Yeah, after you all, I know there was Byron Allen for a minute. I think Arsenio did.
All of us come up together. Yeah.
And then it kind of transitioned over into Def Jam.
Def Jam just brought out the whole thing for all of the black comedians. Just to do your thing. That was so good. What a great transition that was, and a vehicle for people to really express themselves.
Well, when I tell you from the bottom of my heart, I mean it when I say that it is an honor to have sat down with you today. I got a clip on you from 1985, but we'll talk about that at another time. Stay safe in Atlanta. When it's safe to get back on stage, I know you'll be back in Vegas doing the show in Vegas.
I'll be at the Westgate Hotel. I got a residency at the Westgate. You know, I own Vegas. I broke history. I worked Las Vegas longer than any African American ever. I own and produce the show. I didn't work for the hotels. I own the show. So that's a blessing right there. And being able to honor your essence and get on stage and show people you love what you do and you have a passion for what you do. I've never filled out an application for a job. You can't beat that. All I do is go out on stage every night and just lie. I just lie. I just make up. I just love to lie. I got the greatest job in the world. I want to be the greatest bullshit, but right now, Trump is kicking my ass in the bullshit.
Well, you want to be a bullshit, you need to run for office. We'll see you at the polls.
No matter what you do, laughter is going to get us through this.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much and appreciate it. That's George Wallace.
I'm not you talking. I don't give a you talking. I want to talk. Listen.
Goodbye.
You just going to tell them people to cut me off like that?
Yeah, because we finna go before you start talking about my mama, because I don't want my mama to be brought up.
Your mama and I have been friends for a long time, and you know this, right? You know that me and your mama. Matter of fact, I'm your real daddy. Have a good day. You can be mad if you want to. I don't give a shit. I'm your real daddy. Look at me.
You're not. I'm not going to look at you no more.
And that shirt you got on, what the hell are you wearing today?
No, you ain't talking all that goddamn purple you was wearing back in 91.
It is purple. It's the lighting on the jacket. It's not, it's a purple jacket, I swear.
All right, Dad. See you later.
Oh, well, I've been to Paris. I went to Paris, you know, I get around. Let's do this again.
Good.
Thank you so much. Love you much. Thank you much.
Yes, sir.
With your punk ass.